Alright. So similar to last time, we're experimenting with Purple Cell early to mid-game builds. In this specific instance, we're just going to run from archery range to hotel, get an elemental bow, which is the highest non-rare bow to craft, in 2 zones, and then kind of run away with the game from there, hopefully.
Draw.
In this specific instance, it seems as though we might use some form of early bio boosters or something like that to supplement our build, because we just ran into the paper so soon. But we'll see. I would love to get Schrodinger's box off the ground with Nadine here. Even if it means disrupting the early build, having that amount of early game healing is pretty fantastic, I would say. Here's the gunpowder we need.
A fatality has occurred.
Looking for a box here, makes Schrodinger's. Then we have dress from the round start. It's just one of those things where, obviously, just because of the items we got, because of the fact that our zones were contested, we kind of leaned one way rather than the other. But obviously, you still want to net back onto the path, as it were. Looking for stones here just to get the flint off the ground. Still need it for the build. Scorch bow is very strong, as is elemental, so we'll grab this ice. If we do have this chain, we'll knit back for the tights. Try tunnel instead for the tights. There's that stone we were looking for. Gemstone certainly tempting. Running around now, just trying to get boiling water, to get purified water put together.
First round of restriction.
There's like quite a bit of people dying to restricted area, oddly enough. But that, I suppose, makes our game a little bit easier.
The prey is in my...
Stepping over to pond, we have mithril. Bandage. Turtle shell gets us a mithril shield here, just one of the easiest early game arm pieces to put together, especially for the armor it gives. We do have steel we did want to use, but obviously when you're handed that, you just kind of lean into it sometimes. Here's Myth Shield finish. Just need to get some stamina put together, and then we're good to go.
I've spotted.
Seems like inexplicably, Tunnel's still got a bat running around, so we will take that. Fortunate that we did click away there. Double carp is useful for the whetstone, which are undoubtedly here. We will stick around for a second because of that.
I've spotted you.
Head over to hotel for the dog and back. And then similar to before, just kind of running around with the game plan. If animals are up, we run and grab animals. If animals are down, we run and grab armor pieces or food. And then we just cycle that. Sweet potato is what we're looking for. Nip over to school, grab some alcohol and scissors. Generally, I prefer to run around with a little more food than a little more armor, but obviously it's kind of touch and go. And then as you can see with the early game, like Evo coming together, obviously weapon rushing isn't always the best choice, but getting stuff put together with Purple Cell before people are able to deal with it is a pretty easy way to find success sometimes. Stream close by, but unfortunately we really need to get the armor coming together here. Similar thing as before, we'll just use the bandage to supplement the stamina. Paper gets us bio boosters as well, which is super handy. Going for the Cheng Pao this game because it's just easier for us to get around the map with that stamina cost reduction. I can start looking for pets again, or animals rather, because we have the liquor. There's weapon damage, and if memory serves, we're looking for oil to fix that back up.
I've spotted you.
Factory Gorilla's up, which also means bear. Drink this, make it into boiling water, because in a moment we'll have burdock tea as well. There we are. Blueprint and paper there, obviously useful, but, you know, gotta get the items in the inventory moving through.
I've spotted you.
Any bird. Flint's useful. How useful? It's hard to say. We find Wickline, part of our build finished right there.
I've spotted you.
Bird up. And this is just kind of a cheat code version of actually maintaining animal control naturally. Though for people still learning, or trying to get back into the game after a while, trying to be mindful, it's still very helpful, I would say.
I've spotted you. Drop.
Just make a mental note of the flint being an uptown.
I've spotted you.
Can kill that in 10 seconds pretty easily. Ash there is tempting, but we don't have time to juggle.
The prey is in my sight.
Third round of restrictions.
Nip around, try and find Wickline for a little bit. We're just sitting on a mountain of food. Mental note that it could be in Town Hall. There we are. We will grab the Amazonas armor. It is more armor. He left, so I assume Wickline is not there.
Draw. Draw. The prey is in my sight. Draw.
Grab this just for the stamina. Still haven't found Wick.
I've spotted you.
Birds up there, which means we know no one's here. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean Wick is. Try trail next. There it is. Got quite a bit of extra stat attack kicking around. Move into tunnel. Start getting the holy blood put together. Uptown is closed, so we can't go grab that flint. There's stones we need. Unfortunately, this build does mean we're going to be a little stamina light for a while.
Up here.
Just grab some lighters really quick from Dog, and we'll be able to craft some more food. Tempting to grab those. We'll actually grab the Atlas Gauntlet. Just more damage. We're already sitting on quite the number of stacks. Headgear and legs are probably useful as well if we can find them off of his body, but still really looking for these lighters, first and foremost. Can probably sit on his body for quite a while, to be completely honest, and then kind of pick and choose from there what we want. Mav runners are better than what we've got. And we'll grab this burdock because we can use it with a lighter to make tea for stamina, for animal control once more. And then this motor is obviously useful for the Holy Blood build. We can find stone here, it would obviously be useful, but first things first, we do want to start getting some items finished. Thank you so much for the bear. Obviously, with the stamina temporarily fixed, it's probably a little bit easier for us to commit to finishing this item before we go back to hunting animals down. Hopefully find her moving zones. Did not, but it's probably alright anyways. If we find this gunpowder, we'll just drop that carp for it. There we are. It's unfortunate to leave it there, but it is what it is. Nip back over here for stone, and hopefully the oriental concoction's off of this body. And then there's not really much everyone can do to contest us off now.
The prey. Drawing anchor.
Don't necessarily need that bread, just looking for short crossbow.
I've spotted you.
We grab this dog really quick. We have Schrodinger's box. Food and stamina just coming out from the wazoo is always good, no matter what. Even if you're in the middle of it, it's still useful to run around and try and find those animals. Or stat attack, you know? Tree of Life always useful, but we're sitting on a bridge right now and, you know, trying harder to get this bow than I am trying to get the food at this point. Don't get me wrong, PvP is fantastic, but sitting the way we are, I just need headpiece off of someone's body, and we're basically good for the game. Just nip into pond for a little bit, grab some stamina. Should be at least a bottle sitting around here. So with Schrodinger's, naturally we can also just try and use something in the realm of like animal control to fund our stamina, to fund more animal control. You know. Could go back to Chapel, hunt that PvP down, or the Tree of Life down, turn that into PvP, but these are all options, not necessarily solutions. Right now I really just want to get a handle on the stamina thing. It's a good way of doing it.
I've spotted you.
Nip over to docks. Tuna should still be here naturally, but with the way it is, we can probably just keep running around and hunting animals and we'll be fine as far as food goes.
I've spotted you.
Interestingly, not spawning on the same timer, but still fine. Nip over to Chapel, get some knocks in.
Drawing anchor.
Lucky boy. Not so lucky.
Sixth round of restrictions.
And then I think from here, just judging by how low they are, we can probably just start hunting people. Game should be over. Granted, I do want to keep stacking animals, build out items, maybe grab headpiece of my own volition, but when you have this much food, you can see that they don't. You can oftentimes just push for a win. Try and catch her switching zones. Sometimes it works better than others, naturally. Another animal. Potato's good. We can stack it with Aiden's. We'll love going Chapel when they're low.
Triple kill left. Good job.
Keep switching zones while we heal so we can dodge the hide and seek. Alright, nip back here. Handle this Jackie. That's not Jackie, but that's still very good. And I mean from here, I can't press the button and it shows me where Jackie is, but for all intents and purposes, I should be able to hunt her the same. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to get G-Suit made, nor RDX, but, you know. We're SS, we have Sudarsana, we had our fun. Animal last second.
The prey is in my sight.
There should be the kill. Oh, back to Ellie. There should be the kill. Oh. There should be. Alright, I'll go to trail. We have bullseye up, so. And that's the game. Yeah, so takeaways, I think Schrodinger's box obviously a natural fit for Nadine. The Purple Cell kind of Ebo start, while fantastic on paper, is still malleable. Like as you saw, I didn't even rush the weapon necessarily. We went for accessory, had a little bit of lull in the mid game where we didn't finish armor. Still wound out on top. As long as you stay on top of your stamina, and then you just kind of pressure people off of the zones you need, it's pretty easy to just have a commanding lead from the early to mid game, and then carry that out throughout. Obviously, it's not the strongest lobby, but this should be applicable to a wide range of MMR or ranks. Even with, unfortunately, EBM ones, like, there's not a lot people can do if you've got an entire fridge you're sitting on, and at least enough armor to not get too hit. Yeah. I suppose the takeaway is just to review, obviously, the stated goal, or the perfect scenario. You're rushing that elemental bow, so you'll just go through Hotel for the stone and the ice in this build, and then for the archery range component, you'll be grabbing Yumi bow, gunpowder, and then from Purple Cell, you've already got the lighter, you've got the water from starting. You can just kind of grab the weapon from there and just kind of run through people for whatever armor, bread, stamina you need from minute 0, and then just kind of move from there. Naturally, you just kind of switch the build up or switch the routes up based on who's in your zone, what you find early on, what you need, but all in all, I think it's a pretty sound strategy. If you guys have any variations on it, suggestions, ideas, anything like that, don't hesitate to throw them down below in the comments. If you have any other builds for me to try or builds to show, don't hesitate to throw those down below as well, or just show them to me in the game. Obviously, I'm playing this decently often, and it's always nice to see someone using something new or varied in my own games. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.